What's up guys, Jen Rivas here, health coach, holistic nutritionist, bringing you another video on one of my favorite topics, sugar, because I am addicted, recovering addict, but truly was addicted to sugar. I'm going to share with you today the 5 lessons I learned and how you can sidestep those pitfalls with a few tips. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. I come out with a new video every week and then some, and I don't want you to miss anything. The first lesson is sugar is addictive. 8 times more so than cocaine. When I found this out, it almost broke my brain. I couldn't fathom that we are marketing and advertising this stuff to our children, yet it is more addictive and can cause more harm in the long run by the means of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and yet somehow we're okay with allowing this stuff in over 80% of the food in our grocery stores. Here's a picture of a brain, and it's showing you exactly how it lights up on both cocaine and on sugar. The similarities is insane. They've done numerous studies, one in particular I remember with rats, where they gave it liquid sugar and cocaine. The rats, time after time, kept going back to the liquid sugar. They just couldn't get enough. Which brings me to the second lesson I learned about sugar, is that it's not necessarily our fault. When we are addicted to something like this, and we have been sort of tailored to eating this stuff from a very young age, unbeknownst to a lot of our parents, because we're just not aware of how much that we're actually consuming, that this leads to a lifelong dependency on sugar. Again, that's why we're seeing the rise in the epidemic in obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. Some of our major killers. Cancer is all included in that. So how do we break the cycle? Well, the first thing is listening to this video, bringing awareness to the issue, doing a little bit more research and education on your own to find out what it is that we're eating. Look at the labels, read them, find out how much added sugar. A new FDA rule has stated that as of 2021, all companies will have to divulge how much added sugar is actually going into their products. But buyer beware, make sure you're looking at the serving size too, because a lot of them may make the serving size smaller just to make it appear like there's not as much sugar. The third lesson I learned is that less is good, but none is sometimes best. If you're really trying to break your addiction to sugar, and I don't often like to play extremes, but sometimes cutting sugar out completely. I have done it for 30 days. I have done it for a 7-day, like my 7-day sugar cleanse that's coming up. Check the link in the description if you're interested. And sometimes just eliminating it completely from your diet helps to reset your taste buds, helps to reset your cravings, and can be a lifesaver when it comes to really starting to break down that sugar addiction. The fourth lesson I learned is that your taste buds do change. If you're able to rid yourself of refined sugar for a certain amount of time, sometimes it can take as little as a few days, sometimes it takes maybe a month or more, depending on how long we've been dependent on it. But you will notice that your taste buds change dramatically. Something as simple as a fresh peach will taste so much sweeter. And then when you go back and maybe indulge in something that you used to eat a lot more often, you'll notice that it almost tastes sickening sweet. That's the sign that you're onto something. That's the sign that your taste buds are changing. I have a lot of success with my clients in doing just this. When they're trying to wean their children off of a lot of processed food or refined sugars, we have sort of this roadmap that we go through of just slowly dialing back, when we're cooking or baking things, and we're using healthier sugar alternatives, and they have had a ton of success and are really surprised at how quickly their kids' palates are able to change. And then last but not least, the 5th lesson I learned as a recovering sugar addict is that you have to count every carb. It took me having a child diagnosed with diabetes to even realize this, and to be honest, again, this was another one of those things that sort of broke my brain, was that realizing that every carbohydrate that you ingest actually is converted into sugar. So for those individuals, you know, when I talk to them one-on-one and they're telling me that they don't like sweets, I ask them what sort of things they like to eat. Well, when their diet consists of, you know, a ton of carbohydrates, whether it's pasta or bread or, you know, pizza, whatever it is, you know, those refined carbohydrates are causing as much damage as the refined sugar. All those carbohydrates you're getting from processed foods, whether it's boxes, whether it's you know, bread at the restaurant, whether it's your pasta, whatever it is, take that into consideration. And the more you dial back on that, the easier time you'll have breaking that sugar addiction. If any of this resonates with you and you want to dive way deeper into figuring out exactly where your sugar cravings are at, then make sure you check out the link in the description. My 7-day sugar cleanse is starting September 5th. I want to get you in there. There's still the early bird special, and I would love to help guide you in finally getting control of that sweet tooth, but even better yet, when it starts to kick in again, using the tools, techniques, and strategies that I give you so that you can nip it in the bud fast and get back to a more healthy and wholesome way of eating. Thanks, guys. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe, like this video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can get my video as soon as they pop up next week. Sugar, 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 sugar.